Good evening, weird little freaks. I'm your friendly neighborhood vampire and horror host, Xander Solander, here to give you a little introduction to horror fetish and what I'm planning to do here on YouTube.com. So I decided to start this channel kind of on a whim. I feel like probably a lot of YouTube channels start this way, where I just had this germ of an idea that just was sticking in my brain. And I was like, I'm really into horror movies. I'm really into fucked up sex stuff. What if I talked about horror movies in a fucked up sex stuff context?
I thought it was for sex, but it's to tear everything into fucking pieces.
I haven't really seen anybody doing that on YouTube. Like, maybe someone out there is doing it, but I haven't seen it. I watch plenty of horror movie content, but I never see anybody talk about it through the lens of BDSM. And so that is what I am here to do. I've always been interested in movies, from watching The Little Mermaid, you know, the gayest, darkest, and most fucked up of the Disney cartoons.
It's what I live for.
On repeat on video as a little kid, to having my little 8-year-old mind blown by The Matrix when it came out. On to starting my film bro career with Donnie Darko when I was like 12.
Why are you wearing that stupid man suit?
And going on to dive deeply into horror. I've been drawn to horror my whole life, as well as my scary stories to tell in the dark tattoo could tell you. And it has become so omnipresent, so dug deep into every single fucking aspect of my life, that I forget that most people don't live their lives this way. I'm like, oh, you mean you don't collect vintage eye surgery books and taxidermy and dead stuff and like read horror novels, listen to creepy music, and watch horror movies like every fucking day of your life? Sounds fake, but okay, if you say so.
I love gross.
Really?
Disgust me, please.
As with so many YouTube channels, this one has been born out of my special interests, which is to say, horror and human sexuality and the intersection of horror and human sexuality. I have been in the BDSM world for a long time, and paraphilias and fetishes have always been a special interest, even and perhaps especially those that I don't actually have.
Competitive endurance tickling.
The things that humans get off to are so incredibly varied and strange, and there are things going on behind closed doors that you could never even fucking imagine. Somewhere, somebody is zipping themselves into an inflatable dolphin pool floaty costume and squeaking and humping against a bunch of balloons in a closet. And somehow this is exactly what scratches their very particular itch. That shit's fucking fascinating. And there is so much shit like that. And there is a whole world of film dedicated to it.
Can you contract an STD from having sex with a dead person?
I do also want to add the caveat that I am not here for what's the most fucked up movie you can watch? What's the darkest shit you can shove into your eyeballs? Because I don't find that particularly enjoyable. If I'm gonna watch something, I want it to have some kind of artistic merit to it. And there are plenty of horror films that are both artistic and extremely fucked up. So, my goal with horror fetish is to foist my esoteric film knowledge and obsessions onto everybody else. Open your eyes to new things that you didn't know about, or just give you new perspective on the things you already know and love. Like, everybody knows that Ridley Scott's Alien is an extremely horny monster f***ing movie, right? Everybody knows that? You've probably seen plenty of movies that were about weird pervert shit and you had no idea. Or maybe you saw it and you thought, that's made up, nobody actually does that. Buddy, wait until I tell you about my Crimes of the Future fetish.
Surgery is sex, isn't it?
Is it?
Just as there is something for everyone in the wide world of kink, there is something for everyone in the wide world of horny horror movies. So, you can look forward to learning about all kinds of weird movies that you've probably never heard of before, and some deep dives on paraphilias and the weird shit that humans do to get off. My next video that I'm working on is kind of a start here, intro to horny horror with the 10 most essential pervert horror movies. I think there will be a couple of titles on there that most people will know about and recognize. Transsexual! And maybe one or two that you've never heard of before. From there, I want to keep going, and I want to dive deeper and deeper and deeper into the weird and fucked up shit that is on film. And I'm very excited to go on this journey with you. What is this cat doing? If you are interested in what I am talking about here, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, interact with this video, give me a little boost. I've got a Patreon where you can sign up and get behind the scenes stuff, blog posts, help me figure out what the fuck I'm doing with polls and questions and things like that.
Is it safe?
So yes, that is Horror Fetish. That is what I am doing here. I hope that you will stick with me for the ride. It's going to be a weird time.